Today's matchup is going to be Charizard EX versus Lugia VSTAR. Both of these decks have been dominant in the past, but they both get new toys to assert their dominance in the current meta. So today we're going to look at the matchup, see how it fares, and hopefully it helps you make a choice for your Temporal Forces meta tournaments that you have coming up. Let's take a look. On to our Lugia VSTAR player who starts the Lumineon V, unfortunately. Looking at the hand, we only have a Capturing Aroma. Doesn't look like we have any way to search a Pokemon in. Oh, we hit a Heads. Unfortunately, that's only going to get us an Evolution Pokemon. I did not see any Nest Ball or Ultra Ball in the hand. Looks like it might just be a pass. Now, fortunately for our Lugia VSTAR player, Charizard cannot get an attack off that will one-shot the Lumineon V on the opening turn, but we are starting huge with that Buddy Poffin. Going to take a look into the deck, and we are going to get us some Pokemon to fill out our bench. Now, looking at the deck, what I can see, we do have the Pidgeot, we do have the Barbarrel and Squavette, and it looks like we also are going to be running that TM Evolution. So, with all those pieces, we are going to be able to get set up pretty decently. It looks like we're going to start out with a Charmander, and it looks like we're just going for the double Charmander setup on the bench with the Charmander active. Take a look at the hand. We do have a Bidoof coming down and the Squavette. So there you go. We have the combo in the hand. Buddy Poffin got us our two Manders. We are going to be cooking. We have a very established board here. As long as turn 2 we can get into an TM Evolution with an energy, we should be good to go. And that's just a simple Arven away as long as we can get into the energy. Now, I did not see energy in that opening hand, so the tough thing is going to be having to use that Arven to find probably the Ultra Ball to evolve Bidoof into Barbarrel, and then we can draw up from there, hopefully hit an energy. But back on the Lugia VSTAR player, tops decks that new A-Spec Master Ball. Gonna just play that right away, grab ourselves a Lugia V. It's a little one turn behind, but all good. We're gonna put that Lugia V down. We are in no danger of our Lugia V being threatened for a one-shot. We're going to Jet Energy that Lugia up. And it looks like we have Serena and double Archeops in hand. So we're definitely getting both Archeops and a Mist Energy discarded. Discard those 3 cards. Draw until we have 5. Looks like there's 2 Iono and a V-Star in hand. So we have Lugia, V-Star, double Archeops, barring any disruption from our opponent's side. Draw into a Great Ball. I like seeing that played right away. Looks like we drew into the Cinccino. I'd love to see that grab. Yep, Cinccino. That's going to be the big single prize attacker in this game. It's going to be the way we access that new Cinccino card that we get in Temporal Forces. It's going to be doing 70 damage per special energy card attached to it. And that means 5 energies hitting 350. If one of those are DTE, you are going to be hitting 330 cleanly, knocking out a Charizard EX. So it's definitely going to be the route that we want to take. Ideally, we would like to have 2 of these set up so we're not being threatened by the Gust KO. But assuming our opponent is going to have to probably play an Arven or Iono or some sort of supporter card that's going to make them draw or search for items and tools, we feel pretty safe about not getting Gust KO'd. We're going to read the win with one of those V-Stars because we have 2 in the hand, and we drew in 2 Snorlax and another Energy and Archeops. Looks like we do have Arven on this side. So, yep, seeing the Ultra Ball. We don't have Energy in the hand and the TM Evolution. I love seeing this. I think those are pretty good grabs there. Probably the best grabs you can get off of this Arven here. Definitely going to be attaching that TM Evolution regardless, because whether we get the energy or miss it, we do want to just thin it out of our hand. It seems like it'd be a waste regardless, so I don't see why we wouldn't attach it before we draw with Barbarrel. But getting rid of that Collapse Stadium, getting rid of a Charmander. We do play 4. We have Super Rods. We have 3 on the board already. So getting rid of that Charmander seems okay. Getting into that Barbarrel. Also, we do have Squavette. So let's say the rest of this hand is not good. We can just Nest Stash the remaining cards to the bottom. Hopefully top deck a playable card and then draw a full 5. If not, we'll be drawing 4 instead of probably the remaining 3 cards, because it looks like we have 2 cards after the Evolution. Yeah, it looks like we have 2 cards. Don't think they're really playable. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and Nest Stash to start this, which is it's just such a great combo. The Nest Stash, Industrious Incisors. Looks like we have Buddy Poffin. I'd actually like to see this played. we might as well play this. I know we sent 2 cards that we didn't want to the bottom of the deck, but we have pretty much all of our energy, unless we prize any in the deck. We might as well draw 5. So, yep, there we go. Going to go ahead and play it. Take a look through the deck. There is the 1/1 Pidgeot, but I don't think we need to put that down. Yeah, I would just go ahead and fail this as well. We're going to shuffle up. All we need to do is hit an energy, and we're going to be cooking, getting double Charmeleon down on our bench. So here it comes. Here's the incisors. We're going to draw Super Rod, Artisan, Boss, Energy, and not sure what the last card is, but we hit the energy. That's all we needed to do. Go ahead and use that evolution attack for 1 energy. Get both of our Charmanders up to Charmeleons, and all we have to do is follow this up with a Charizard. No rare candies needed. And now it's going to be back onto our Lugia VSTAR player's turn. We didn't see any disruption, so we are going for a clean Lugia evolved to VSTAR, and we're going to be getting 2 Archeops on our bench with that ability. Alright, so we get the evolution. We actually have an Ultra Ball too, so we can get... I would actually like to see a second Cinccino benched here. There's no reason on having 1 Cinccino on the bench by evolving it up, especially if we're not going to use it to attack this turn. So I'd like to see this Ultra Ball grab just another Cinccino. Yep, looks like they agree with me, grabbing 2 Cinccinos. So we can play around the Charizard player, gusting up our squirrels before we can use them to attack. So getting 2 of them, we're going to go ahead and use that VSTAR power, Summoning Star, get both of our Archeops onto the bench, and there we go. And we do have Mist Energy in hand, and with that, I think we just use the Archeops to go ahead and grab DTE and attach that to the Lugia VSTAR. Don't think we need to put any other energy in play. I actually don't, since we're not going to be using the Mincinos, or we're not going to be using Cinccino this turn, I don't think we need to advance any more energy this turn. But they do anyways, so I do disagree with this energy advancement because we are just a simple boss away from those 2 energies essentially just being wasted. We are finite on the energy in our deck. We don't have any kind of way to recover special energy. So they're going to be Ionoing. So that's going to get rid of that boss in the Charizard EX player's hand. That boss could have been huge. Draw into more search, and there we go. We hit a Charizard and a lot of ball search. So we're definitely going to be attacking next turn. I would like to see, hopefully we can hit another boss. I would really like to see the punish by gusting up that Cinccino with the energy. This early on in the game, your opponent's hand's actually pretty big. I don't think we're worried about them getting the extra draw from the gift energy. They may only be drawing 1 or 2 cards anyways. I'd like to just get those energies out of play, making it harder for our opponent to chain Cinccinos to one-shot our Charizards. Because we essentially want to go for 3 Zards in this game, which you can tell that Super Rod getting 2 manners back. Charizard player agrees. We're going to need to get a 3rd one out. We want our opponent to have to go through 3 Charizards. So here's the nest ball. Going to go ahead and fail the nest ball, which is very, very smart. We need to thin our hand. And then we can play the Buddy Poffin to grab 2 Manders. Now that's huge. I think that's a very, very good play. Very good sequencing. So then we can maximize the cards we are drawing in our hand. So we'll go ahead and attach for turn. It's going to allow us to just evolve straight into that Zard. We'll advance up to 3 energy. I like maybe just advancing 2. There we go. We might as well. We can do the full 3 actually. I don't mind putting 2 on the Charmeleon. Yeah, because after we swing into this, they swing back. Well, I can see a single prizer helping our trade. The Charmeleon can just come in to help our prize trade by attacking as a Charmeleon. We do have Radiant Charizard in this list, I'm assuming, so that would give us 2 single prize attackers in this matchup, which is huge in this prize race. Looks like we did but barrel into a boss and counter catcher. So counter catcher target looks like it's going to be, well, they pulled 2 prizes, so they must have gusted up the Lumineon. Okay. Now, the Luminion is not a bad choice because you know that most Lugia VSTAR players are going to be playing Collapse Stadium. So that fish probably doesn't stay on the board. So taking the 2 easy prize cards, I don't disagree with fully. But once again, taking out the 1 prize there, making that energy feel wasted, I think would have been a kind of bigger play maybe late game. Especially if we force them to go through 2 Zards, a Radiant Zard, and a 3rd Charizard EX. Another Cinccino hits the bench. Now there's 3. So now it's very possible, as long as the energies are available, to chain these Cinccinos, which is very, very tough. Now I would like to see the evolution this turn, since we already do have a Cinccino. We might as well evolve the other one. Yep, and I do agree with that play. I think it's a really good play. At this point in the game as well, see, now at this point in the game, it is okay to advance that energy to that bench Cinccino because you have 2 Cinccinos. If your opponent gusts up the other one and KOs it, it's fine because they just left another one in play that has energy. So this is the point in the game that I think it's safe to do that. That first turn was really risky and, you know, kind of avoided the gust punish by having that fish because we started that fish. If we did not start that fish, that's not on the board. And I think the Charizard player definitely goes after that Cinccino. But I don't disagree with chasing the prize cards here as a Charizard player. All right, hits the DTE. So as I mentioned before, 5 special energy cards, 350, minus 20 because of the DTE, 330, clean on the nose. Gonna take an Oko on this Charizard EX and race ahead in this game. Ooh, and we're gonna end it with a research. Discarding just the Ultra Ball. Hitting the 2 Snorlax. Collapse Stadium is huge. We can actually use that to get rid of this Lugia VSTAR. Because once we take this KO, it looks like the Charizard player would still be 10 short. It'd only be swinging for 270. But not sure if they play the Vitality Band, Defiance Band, Choice Belt, one of those damage modifiers that might be able to cover that extra 10. So I would like to see this just get rid of the Lugia. Yep, with 3 potential Cinccinos on the board, with 2 Cinccinos and 1 Cinccino, giving us potentially 3 Cinccinos. I like the early discard of the Lugia VSTAR. Don't risk giving up another 2 prize cards. Keep this race single prizes. Keep this in our favor, taking that 1 shot. Now, right away, we're promoting the Charmeleon. Play the heavy ball. Take a look at what we have prized. Looks like we did prize the Pidgey. So that's why we didn't see a Pidgey earlier. Went straight, and then also because we had a Bidoof Squavette in hand. So we'll take out that Pidgey now that we'd have no Squavette because it looks like it might be a little harder to chain those Industrious Incisors without that Squavette because we discarded it off the Collapse Stadium. Don't think... Yeah, okay. This is just play testing, so we are going to rewind that. Go ahead and put down that Charizard, that Radiant Charizard. Bossing up. Now this is huge. We can actually boss up that Cinccino and do, like I mentioned before, we can get 2 single prize attackers in this game. And it looks like that's what we're going to be doing. That Cinccino comes up. We are able to KO it with our Charmeleon without evolving it up to a Charizard. Going to thin our hand down. Probably pull out a Charizard EX. Yep. Now we don't need to evolve this Charmeleon. We get the knockout with the Charmeleon on that Cinccino. And then we just need to draw into a rare candy. Unless there's one in hand already. I just can't fully see the hand. But we're going to be drawing to... It looks like we drew another boss. And what was the last? It looks like we drew a rare candy. Okay, so not really sure how we are on energy. We definitely might be needing to hit an Arven or the Super Rod. Arven would probably search for the Super Rod or the Super Rod itself. Immediately promoting the Archeops. Now, Lugia becomes so powerful in this Temporal Forces meta because, as you saw, this deck also plays the Unfazed Fat Snorlax. Now, this Snorlax is a chunky boy, and it swings for 180. We're going to be able to answer this Charmeleon with probably just 2 energies, a Therapeutic or a Jet, and a DTE is plenty to get this KO on this Charmeleon. And we only waste 2 energies instead of the 5 on our Cinccino. So here comes the Jet energy into the active. Hopefully there's another DTE in the deck. So we can go ahead and use our Archeops to advance that energy to the Snorlax. Looks, yep, there's a DTE. So we'll go ahead, advance that energy. And we might as well just put more energy on the other Cinccino. Thin our deck out of the energies. We don't want to draw into them. We want them getting advanced by our Archeops. We want to draw into our bosses and draw supporters. So this is going to be a huge turn. Now, once this knockout is taken, that Radiant Charizard is going to be able to attack for just one energy. We definitely want to take out this Charmeleon, though. We don't need to use Boss to KO the Radiant Charizard. So, yeah, we'll take that and go to sleep. We'll go ahead and roll. And we need to see if we wake up. There's a heads. There's a tail. So, stays asleep. Onto the Charizard player's side now. So there's the boss. Going to be able to bring something up. Both Cinccinos look like they have gift energy. So don't really think either target. It doesn't matter too much. We are going to be gusting. Yeah, we'll take the one that already has all of the full 5. So we'll gust that up. We have the rare candy into the Charizard. Is there enough energy to load? So there's one energy for sure. So we are getting that Radiant Charizard attack. Looks like we do have at least 2. So I'll have one there, one on the Charizard. It looks like there was a Arven in the hand. So I would like to see that Pidgey get benched this turn. Pidgey gets benched this turn. Then our hand out a little bit more, and we can draw more with our Barrel. Or at least work toward it. So yeah, here comes the Pidgey onto the bench. We're going to be drawing 2 cards. Looks like we are playing the hand pretty close to the chest. A little hard to see what they drew into. Alright, so it looks like we're just going to see the swing into the Cinccino with the Radiant Charizard. Very huge. This is exactly what we want to see. Another single prizer taking a KO, keeping us in this prize race. Now we're at 2 apiece. One of the very few ways Charizard is going to be able to keep up with Lugia is finding a way to swing with that Charmeleon somewhere in this game, in the matchup. Whenever you play this matchup, going to be huge. Finding 2 ways to attack with single prizers. We do have Super Rod, so there's actually potentially multiple ways. Probably about maybe 3. Getting 2 Radiant Zard and a Charmeleon attack. Charmeleon is hefty. Is a 2 energy cost attack. So getting a Charmeleon with 2 energy and 2 swings with a Radiant Charizard with 1 energy seems pretty feasible. So I'd like to think that 3 single prizers in the game should help keep you neck to neck with Lugia. But Lugia just has so many single prizers at its disposal. Having the Snorlax to go with the Cinccino, a little less expensive. Just 2 energy cards. Going to be able to get a KO. And it looks like we're just going to use a Thumping Snore KO. That attachment on the bench Snorlax can prove to be costly, but we rip another energy off the prize cards. We're not worried about it. It could have been catastrophic because I don't think there was any other energy besides that DTE in the hand and that gift. So attaching it could have had a short of getting a one-shot on a Charizard. So here comes the Iono from the Charizard player side. That Iono is going to send those 2 energy cards to the bottom of the deck. So I believe if this Charizard EX swings, the game is on the board with the energies on the bottom of the deck. So it looks like Zarby drew into Morty's. I don't remember the full name of that card as well, but I do know it's Morty. Going to use Artisan, and we draw with the Barrel. We draw Super Rod, Pidgeot. Can we hit the rare candy? We hit 3 cards in a row. The perfect draw. So we're going to Super Rod our Radiant Charizard. 2 energies, I assume. Yep, 2 energies. Back into the deck. Looks like we're going to be able to get this Candy Pidgeot, grab an energy so we can swing with this Zard. Such a great draw. It's just so unfortunate that it's for nothing because we have the game in the deck on the board on our Lugia player side. The absolute best play here would have been to hit a counter catcher, but I believe we only run 1 counter catcher in this list. I may be mistaken, but we already used 1 counter catcher. So here we go. Gonna retreat. Swing with the Charizard. Take this KO on the Snorlax. Go down to 1 prize card apiece. And now, looks like they took the KO. So yep, discard the Snorlax. Immediately just go ahead and promote this Cinccino. There we go. Top deck will not be an energy card because all of them are at the bottom. Just go ahead, use that ability, throw down the V-Guard, throw down the DTE, and we are hitting a clean 330 after the damage reduction from the DTE. That's going to be a one-shot. That's going to be the game. Just showing that, yeah, I had no other energy besides the V-Guard. Alright, so here we go. Takes the knockout. That's going to be the first game. Headed into game 2, we have a much better starter for our Lugia VSTAR player, Snorlax. Very, very good Pokemon to start because at the most we're only going to give up 1 prize card. The best starter probably is that Lugia V, simply because if we do go second like we did in this case, the Charizard player may get the first swing, but they are not one-shotting a Lugia V without us taking any prize cards. So the most they're going to be doing is 180, maybe 210 if they play a Choice Belt, but either way, we are safe because Lugia has 220 HP. We have a Buddy Poffin open up this hand on the Charizard player side. Do like seeing that second Charmander. Now, whether or not we play down the Bidoof, yep, we do play down the Bidoof. As we saw in Game 1, that Bidoof Squavette combo, especially so early, was so critical to making sure we were hitting combo pieces and just refreshing our hand, drawing cards, and really turboing through the deck. And now we're going to get even more turbo as we get a second Bidoof. This will allow us to draw up to 5, Squavette, draw up to 5 again. It's very, very good. We actually have the Squavette in hand already. Alright, so we have the attachment of the energy, and we're going to pass. Now, on the Lugia side of things, we have another Lugia. We have a Lugia V and another Snorlax. So at least we're getting the turn 1 Lugia on the bench. We're going to Great Ball. Seeing an Archeops here would be great. Nope, we whiff. We hit the V-Star. We'll take that out. Would have loved to see the Archeops here because we do have Serena in hand, I believe. And Serena is just so good to be able to discard, even if we're not drawing that many cards. We'll attach the DTE to the Snorlax. We could threaten at least an attack on our second turn with just a single energy attachment, even if we don't have 2 Archeops down. And that Lugia V, like I mentioned, is safe, even if it gets gusted and swung into. Back to the Charmander side of things, Charizard EX side of things. We're going to Iono. Yep, the hand looks pretty dead. Going to shuffle up. Both sides will draw 6. We have an energy. We would really love to see that Evo TM. 2 energies and a Charmeleon. So the Charmeleon's actually pretty good. We can actually go ahead and just evolve that bench Charmander. I don't mind actually using this Ultra Ball maybe to get us a barrel. Yeah, go ahead and get us a barrel. We have a Charmeleon. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of actually swinging with this Charmeleon if that's what we plan to do. I would have liked to see maybe that switch into the Bidoof since we do have 2. And then we just evolve the benched Bidoof to a barrel. So I don't believe we're getting a useful attack off this turn. So we have an Ultra Ball. We have another Charmander, I believe. No, there's another Charmeleon, so we don't even need the TM Evo. So I really, really would have liked to see that switch card used to put that Bidoof on the bench into the active instead of leaving this Charmeleon. Having the backup Charmeleon is good. We do have the gift energy on the Snorlax. We have Iono. I would like to see, capturing Aroma, get played. Looks like it was a head, so oof. Now that's tough. We have to take a look at the hand again. Playing 2, and it's another heads. Do we have an Ultra Ball in the hand? No, we failed both. So no Ultra Ball. Looks like we're probably gonna just Iono. I'm not very confident on what the plan is for this turn. I guess grabbing 2 Cinccinos and putting them to the bottom of the deck, or a Lugia V-Star, I could see that as well. We don't want to draw into those, so I guess having the odds lowered that we see those off the top probably a good choice. At least we're thinning something out of the deck and putting it to the bottom. Cards that we don't want to see. We really want to see Archeops and Ultra Balls. Especially since it looks like all we're going to be doing is hitting this Iono. Yep, Iono sending this hand to the bottom. It's unfortunate those Capturing Aromas hit double heads. We had no Ultra Ball. There's Ultra Ball, one Archeops, and it looks like a Cinccino. There it is. And okay, can we hit 3 heads? No, it's a Tails. And you see the fist shake so close. Now, I am a very big fan of getting, the Cinccino down. I think we just go ahead. This is very tough. We can Ultra Ball away one of the energies. Yeah, the Mist Energy can go. Get rid of the Archeops. Now we can grab the, okay, so grab Lumineon V. Now Lumineon V can grab us another supporter next turn, just depending on what our top deck is. If we can top deck an Archeops or an Ultra Ball, then we can just play Lumineon to go grab us Professor's Research or Serena, whatever supporter we have that can discard. We still take that 1 KO, we go to sleep, and the positive thing is that with 3 cards in the hand, if this Snorlax is KO'd, we're going to be drawing up to 7. So we'll get 4 more cards plus our top deck. Here comes the Charizard into play. Gonna use the ability. Get those energies advanced. Now, on the Charizard side of things, you really would like a counter catcher or a boss, just so we can avoid activating this gift energy. And taking this Cinccino would be pretty big. Maybe even getting the first swing. And here we have Arven. So here comes, I think counter catcher is definitely a good grab off of this Arven. Let's see if our Charizard player agrees. I would also like to see what other tools. We haven't had much depth into the tools this deck runs. All we've seen is a TM evolution. There's the counter catcher. Definitely a good card to use on this turn. I agree with either choice. Taking the prize card or getting the first swing into the VSTAR, making it a lot easier to knock out. Especially if we get that first swing, we're winning that prize race of the 2 for 2. Now we play the Nest Ball. Definitely need another Charmander. Buddy Pop. So we fail the Nest Ball. Play the Buddy Pop and get a Pidgey maybe? Or are we just going to get double Mander? Nope. Looks like we're just going to get single Mander down. Now counter catcher on either target is pretty good. But I think we really want to limit the options of being able to one-shot our Charizard. So I would like to see this Cinccino go down. Yeah, go ahead and thin that TM evolution. We're not using that. We just need to get it out of here. Counter catcher up. Cinccino definitely is the choice I'd like to see. There would have been the choice of Gust for me as well, because we pretty much make our Charizard safe from being one-shot next turn. Because if our opponent can draw the nuts, get the double Archeops, get the Cinccino, we're in a tough spot because we're going to need to hit Rare Candy Zard on the next turn. This pretty much makes our board way safer. And we're going to even up the prize. And I think we just promote the Snorlax now that it's awake again. And now we can get a swing of a free 160 after the DTE to production. Drawing an Iono off the top, I don't really think we need to bench the fish. We may as well just play the Iono here. Yep, go ahead and attach the DTE, and we play this Iono. Refresh the hand. Let's try again. Can we hit Ultra Ball Archeops again? Both players will draw 5. 3 energies. Oh, it's 4 energies off the Iono is not what we want to see. But with Lugia, that's sometimes what you get. And now we hit Tails, and we definitely might want to just hit Lumineon again, because we're probably going to want to Iono. I'd assume we'd want to Iono. Do we have an Iono in the deck? No, it looks like we're going to go after the Cinccino. We might be forced into using a single Archeops in this match, just depending on what we see. But so we're going to go back to the fish. Yeah, it seems like it's a really rough decision. Either way we go, I don't think I saw another Iono, so I don't think grabbing we don't want to grab research, and we may have to use Serena to just draw, because we can't discard too many energy. With a handful of energy, research is off the table. We won't be able to chain our Cinccinos if we're discarding 4 energies, and we already have 1 in the discard. We already have 3 in play on other Pokemon that are not Cinccino. So we'll take this first swing of 160. It's a Tails. We'll stay asleep. Back on the Charizard side of things. Not too sure how we follow this up on the Lugia side. Looks like we're having one of those typical Lugia turns where we just draw a bunch of energy. Now on the Charizard side of things, we have a handful of cards. Looks like we have Arvins. We have, it's really tough to see. We have the decoding. So here we go. Searching through the deck. Putting the cards that we want on top. There's 2 cards, I believe, that go on top. Making it very, very combo, very well comboed with our Squavette and our Barrel. Put the 2 cards we want on top. Squavette the hand to the bottom. Draw 1. Draw the rest with the Barrel. And we have the combo. So we can just guarantee ourselves Charizard here if that's what we need. Now, I know we have energy in the discard. We have 2 on the Zard, so we may need to see a Super Rod here. So you put them in the order you like. Taking a look at the hand. Definitely just going to ahead and do the Nest Stash to the bottom. Draw 1. As long as it's a playable card. Not 100% sure. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and draw 4. And it looks like we're going to finally see the ace spec on the Charizard side of things. There's another Charmeleon in the hand. So we're going to attach an energy to that Charmander. We have the Primal Catcher, which is going to let us get a swing into this Lugia. So we use the Prime Catcher to switch into the Charmander, retreat back into our Zard. We definitely are going to be in a tough spot if we can't find Super Rod, Rare Candy, Zard. But on our opponent's side, we are just drawing very, very rough. It looks like we're going to have to play. I'm not sure if we even have the ability to draw that many cards if we use Serena. 4 energies in the hand. We can attach the DTE to the Lugia, which we do, so we're going to get the KO on this Charizard. I believe. Yeah, we should be able to have enough on this to swing. The 160 already on there from the Snorlax. And then the Tempest Dive will be hitting 180. So we'll be hitting plenty of damage to take out this Charizard. Now, whether or not our opponent could come up with another Candy Zard is going to be the question that we force them to answer, especially after we discard 3 energies off of this Professor's Research. So here we go, drawing cards. Can we see a Cinccino? There's no Cinccino in hand. So I think we just go ahead and Ultra Ball away this Lugia. Maybe the Serena as well and get ourselves a Cinccino down on this board. I think we are going to have to just hope we can swing through with 1. 1 Archeops. Very, very tough. But I think we're just going to be forced to do it. Oh no, just a single Lugia coming down. Alright, so it looks like we may be pushing for Archeops off the prize cards, Ultra Ball in hand. We may be going for a Summoning Star with our second Lugia, which I don't hate considering we did take a KO on the Zard. Pidgey to the bench. Can our opponent find the cards? We're going to Nest Stash. We're going to try and search for these combo pieces. We have to draw. There's the rare candy. Can we find an out to the Charizard or the Charizard itself? Doesn't look like we have it. We also are probably going to need Super Rod. We do find another decoding supporter, so we may just need to use that to get ourselves Super Rod to the top of the deck at the next turn here. But not sure what else we can do this turn. It may just be, nope, we're going to get an Arvin. Okay, wait, with the rare candy in hand, no, we still need the Super Rod. I'd actually like to see the Super Rod played this turn. So then we can just go ahead and decoding for Zard and maybe another card we'd want on the next turn to draw into with our barrel. Oh no, and it looks like we may have prized our Super Rod. I don't see Super Rod in the list. Well, in the deck. We know that we definitely play a Super Rod, but it is not in the deck. And with that many fire energy down, it looks like our Charizard player is actually the one that's going to be struggling with their energy. Usually we'd assume there's going to be a Lugia problem, but in this case with a Super Rod prized, I'm not sure if we have the ability. We're not taking any knockouts. We have 0 energy on the board. And we're grabbing the heavy ball. We do play Vitality Band. So we do have that ability to fix the math to hit the clean 280 once our opponent's taken 3 prize cards. This is where we get the bad news that, yep, there's the Super Rod. Ultra Ball. 2 Super Rods in the prizes. And our energy. Our last energy. Both Super Rods. In this case, I don't believe there is a win con. I think you would have to scoop, unfortunately. So here, we are going to see Ultra Ball, discard Archeops, and probably Serena or the boss. I think the Serena can go. Yeah, that's probably the best choice. We grab another Lugia, but now we're in a very, very peculiar situation because we want double Archeops. We assumed our Lugia was probably going down, and now we only have 1 bench spot. So now we may be locked into just 1 Archeops, but we do not need a Summoning Star until our opponent takes a KO. So holding off until one of these Pokemon on our bench is KO'd is fine because we are attacking. We have a backup Lugia VSTAR. I would actually like to see the boss, yes, on that lone Charmander. We can Tempest Dive, take this KO, get an manual attachment probably. Nope, we're just going to take the KO and knock out this Charmander. And now, I don't know if there's anything the Charizard player can do. We have another barrel coming into play. We have a rare candy into our Pidgeot. We can grab any cards. But with double Super Rod in the prizes, I don't believe there's a way for us to win this game. But our Charizard player is still going through the motions, so maybe there is a line of play that we don't see. Let's see what the card off of the quick search was. I wasn't able to see before they put it face down, but they're continuing to play, so there must be a win con in the game still for our Charizard player. They're still playing. But in most instances, if I see double rod, single energy, and there's no more energy left, I think we go ahead and chalk it up as a loss. But we're going to go for a boss stall It looks like we're going to go after the Snorlax, benching it, hopefully trapping it in the active. We really don't have any other choice, it looks like. So it may just have to be the pass, which it is. Now, at this point of the game, it doesn't seem like there's too much our Charizard player can do. We're going to get a free swing into this Pidgeot. If our opponent is able to draw into a boss's order on the next turn, we're in a very, very bad spot. Well, we lose the game if they draw into boss, but right now we are in an almost unwinnable situation. Gonna quick search. Do we have another boss? Are we gonna force them to answer again? I think that was another boss. It may be the last boss. And it's gonna be, is it gonna be boss? Is it on the Snorlax again? It's another boss on the Snorlax again. There's plenty of energy in the deck, I think. Well, actually, that is a solid question to ask, considering we did see 3 energies get discarded off of a research, 1 off of Ultra Ball. There's a lot of energy in play. Can our opponent get out of the active, or can they swing? Yep, they're going to VSTAR, grab that 1 Archeops. Do we have an energy in hand to attach? There's Jet, there's Mist. We're going to use the Archeops to check the deck. Do we have 2? There's Therapeutic. As long as there's 2 energies in the deck, I think we may have locked this game up. There is Gift. There is another DTE, that 4th copy of the DTE. We're going to take this KO on the barrel, go down to 1 prize card, and that's probably going to seal up the game here. Our opponent played to their outs. We're hoping that the Lugia player was out of energy, but there was still plenty of energy to attack with. Taking a look at the hand, see what else there is. There's a Master Ball we could play, but I'm just a big fan of just swinging here. We do have the Collapse Stadium. Getting rid of this Lumineon V, which is a Pokemon we do not want to see get trapped in the active. With Jet Energy in hand, though, doesn't seem too bad. If we get Iono, that just means there's more energy in the deck. So we're in a good spot. Jet Energy into the Lugia again is a very, very interesting choice. Now, I guess we're assuming that our opponent is all out of Gust at this time. And we're going to Tempest Dive and maybe open up this bench spot back up. It looks like we'll keep that Collapse Stadium in play. Now, there's probably... Nope, there's still 1 more boss. We can do this again. We can go after that other Lugia. That Lugia has no energy. And we just have to hope that there is no more energy left for our opponent to work with. We're going to boss up the Lugia, and this is why I would have liked to see just the swing and keep of that Jet Energy, because then we can just jet this back into play. But looks like we have the attachment. Do we have 1 more energy in the deck? There's 1 more energy in the deck. We retreat. We're Tempest Diving, or we're Thumping Snoring, and that's going to be game 2. Lugia takes the set, and even without getting an Archeops out until the late turns, prizing 2 Super Rods in your last energy, Charizard does have some answers into Lugia. Being able to use your Super Rods to repetitively use that Radiant Charizard will be huge in trying to counter the Snorlax and Cinccinos in the Lugia. Also, finding a mid-game way to attack with the Charmeleon was a very, very big play that I think can be used in that matchup a little more often than you'd think. Now, the Lugia side of things look very strong. I am very excited to see the deck come back. We might be flying high again. I hope it's really good. We won't know until EUIC, because all we have to go off of now is the best of 1 Japanese results. So hopefully in our meta, Lugia is back. now. Make sure you guys drop a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Make sure to smash that subscribe button. It's so great to be on the Shuffle Squad channel. I will see you guys in a future video. Peace.
Want to support the Shuffle Squad? Be sure to check out all of our sponsors in the description to pick up Pokemon TCG singles, sealed, and PTCG live codes. Hey trainers, tired of having too many cards lying around? I know that feeling, and I know what a hassle it is to try and sell those cards. But selling bulk is now easier than ever with TCG Bulk. Find tons of potential buyers in a single place. You just download the app, look for the best buyer near you, and carefully pack your bulk, ship it, and you get paid. It really is that simple. Turn the cards you don't want into the cards you absolutely need for your next deck. You made it to the end. Thank you so much for watching this entire video from the Shuffle Squad. Honestly, from the bottom of our hearts, we appreciate each and every person that supports our content, watches what we have going on every single day, every single week, even from time to time, and continuously allows us to have a forum to project our creative content towards the Pokemon TCG community. So if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and even leave a comment to help boost the YouTube algorithm. That being said, we'll catch you with our next video. Thanks again. Take it easy.